Hi everybody, welcome back to Cids Modern Life Season 2 episode 150 with me, Cid, and as promised we are doing an AMA this session, but before we do that we're going to go caving while we do the AMA. That's kind of a given, but actually we can just fly straight up. So I'm over here, I've just picked up a little experience, about half of experience pylon's worth, otherwise known as about 91, and the reason I want that is the difficulty I'm having with caving is it's actually quite difficult to see where I've secured and where I haven't with this emeradic crystal helm with all of these, with the night vision enchant on. Now, it occurred to me that what I can do is I should have some emeradic crystal block. If I make a helmet which requires 5 of those even, I can make an exact copy of this helmet without the night vision, and that will mean that we can go and do our Ask Me Anything with a little bit more ambience and environment. This helmet here is absolutely brilliant for recording. Anybody who's ever tried to record content on YouTube knows just the sheer hassle of recording when it's too dark. You know, very much, I suppose, like the real world. I mean, if you were any kind of photographer, you'd probably have the same kind of problems. So we need to get some enchants going on this. Let me grab you. We'll have an unbreaking and an ending. Aqua affinity and respiration, maybe not, who knows. Mending, there's not a huge amount of the ones I'll want in here. No, that's fine. So what do we want? Aqua affinity, respiration 3 and protection 5. Protection 5 I should have up in the shelves because I put those away last episode. Power, protection 3, 3, 5. There we go. Respiration. Reading. Respiration 3. Lovely. What was the last thing? Protect aqua affinity. That's over on the A shelves. So basically it will be an exact copy of this helmet, but this will be what we're going to do is we are going to go in here and this is probably going to be expensive to... Alright, there we go. One green safety hat. So this one has no night vision, and night vision appears to have locked in. Oh, that's going to be a pain, isn't it? This one doesn't. Now we've got you. We need torches for definite. So that's a thing. Oops. Take a couple of stacks of those. Destroy the house while we're working. Oh, that's on. Duh. There we go. Now no night vision. Food. Food is probably going to be something we want some of. So what have we got in the way of steak? Got 3 steaks. What have I got in the way of beef? 5 prime beef from Animania. Can cook them up. And some, oh, there we go, instant health 2. We'll go with that. That will probably do the trick, I think. So I killed a whole load of sheep while we were out, and they're instant health 2 as well. So we'll take some of that. In fact, I'm going to leave the chips for a change, because that's actually not very good, but okay, hang on. That's actually pretty damn good. That's just very poor, really. I never understand what the point of doing things. Oh, they are edible any time though. Okay, as is that. Well, we'll swap like that. We'll go in there and we shall... I really do need to sort this mess out sometimes, you know, because it really is. I mean, I don't need that ever. I don't really need that on me. Probably don't need you. almost certainly don't need. I do need that if I'm ever going to use that, but it seems unlikely. And we'll drop that off. So that gives me a little bit of wiggle room in there. I know I'm waffling. Nothing new there, eh? But yeah, that's all of that done. And if anybody's ever wondering why I treat this inventory so preciously, for want of a better word, it is because it is immune to death. No, that's not what I wanted. I wanted to put you away. Yeah, it's death proof. So if I die, that inventory stays. Now we need to go and find a cave. So I'm going to go and hunt around for a suitable cave, and as soon as I've found that, we'll get on with the actual main event, which is some of the questions you've asked me, and some of them are bloody awkward. So thank you, in a good way. Awkward, you know. Some of them they're tough questions to answer. I think that's probably the fairest way to describe it. But I'm going to have a little hunt around, try and find a reasonable cave system, and I'll be back in a mo. Alright, well this one looks to have possibilities. We'll make a start in here and not up here because this is all way out of the range of anything useful. But down here is, well, stuff really. There was a load of zombies as well, which I suppose I should try and get rid of their junk, shouldn't I? Yeah, that makes life things. Again, I will try not to do my personal bugbear, and this is just a thing. I can't stand it when people sit sorting their inventories in the middle of a dark cave, surrounded by enemies. You know, not seeming to even give a second thought to what could be going on around them. Now, I did say this was a good cave, and that is, hang on, let me turn you back to that. This definitely does look like a reasonable cave. There might even be a reasonable direction going off down this way. There we go, we're finding stuff. I'm not bothered too much about what we actually mine down here. The mining is more of a thing to be doing with my hands while my mouth is flapping. That probably sounds wrong on many levels, but there you go. Such is what you get with me. Anyway, so at the time you're watching this, a week or so ago, I put up a call for questions for an Ask Me Anything, and this is the first time I've done one. Not the first time I've tried one. It's probably just the first time I've really got bats. Get out of the way. Got many questions. So, or any questions actually. I'm guessing there must be a critical point where you have enough. A certain point where you get enough viewers to get a question, and I've kind of gone through. I've said that I will almost certainly try and answer anything. So we'll head through these. There was one person who put in quite a few questions, and in the interest of brevity, I'm not doing them all. That's, again, nothing wrong. I've picked what I thought were the more interesting questions. So, why? Oh, I need to watch where I'm going. Who was that? I want that copper. Yeah, so let's start with question number 1, and that was from Wayne Francisco. And the question was actually related to this pack more than anything. Well, it started related to this pack and then threw a curveball. And he says, you always used to use the Brazilian palm tree, but do you know what a Brazilian palm tree, real Brazilian palm tree looks like? Perhaps that you know anything about my country. The irony and the embarrassing irony for someone who works in the School of Geography, although not as a geographer, I will point out. So, you know, I do have at least half a reason for being rubbish at geography. Is I know considerably less than I thought I did. I did know, obviously, that Brazil is an absolutely huge country. It is massive. What I didn't realise is quite how massive. It's the 5th largest country in the world for population. 5th. You know, it's bigger than America. It's huge, huge country. I did know that it actually isn't a Hispanic country. I know that it's Portuguese. So yeah, I didn't know that bit. But beyond that, not a huge amount really. And I think it's sad to say that a lot of Western people, myself included, probably know less about South American countries than we I see you than we probably should do. If that makes any sense whatsoever. Let's just fly down here. Get this. Hello? Anybody else down here? Is it just me? Me and the zombie. Not a huge amount down here. Yeah, so it's surprising, but at the end of the day, knowledge is a funny thing. You don't know what you don't know until you really sit there and go and research something. And then you start going, maybe I should know more than I actually do. So yeah, I don't know as much as I thought, and I definitely couldn't tell you what a Brazilian palm looks like. I'm going to assume, but the question it kind of intimates that it doesn't look like a normal palm. Because if it does, then I know what a normal palm looks like, because I've seen quite a few of them. Date palms, obviously coconut palms, palms of my hand. No. Sorry, the one day that I actually need to yak more than usual. My voice is getting a frog in it. So yeah, I suspect there are a great many things about many countries that many of us don't know about, and it's a funny thing. But I have often maintained that there is no such thing as useless knowledge. Yeah, people sit there and say, "Oh, this man, a fountain of useless facts," and there are no such thing as useless facts. All knowledge is useful, just not all the time. And some knowledge is, very specific, shall we say. Anyway, let's move on, because I'm conscious I don't want to be going forever on this. I am prepared to go over a little bit on this one, because obviously if I can go over on my usual episodes, then if I can't go over on this episode, what episode can I go over on? But I'm having all that clay, because that's mine. And that one. Because while we're at it, why not, eh? And that. I'm having that as well. So, next question. One for ale. No, I'm sorry, your name is wrong. The correct name there is two for ale. If anybody's having ale, we're sharing. Came up with a question: what drives you to keep making content? And it's an interesting question, because let's be honest, I am not a big YouTuber. I'm not a full-time YouTuber. I've never had the ambition of being a full-time YouTuber, but I'm not a big YouTuber. I've got 4,000 subs, just over 4,200 subs now, and which is, oh hello, I like this place, which is not a shabby number of subs by any stretch, but it's also not a massive number. It's take it into consideration of this. My monthly views, the number of total views I get on my videos per month, is about 27,000 views. 300,000 minutes, 27,000 views. Now, to little old me, 27,000 views is a lot. But to other YouTubers, that's less than one video. I mean, Corellis, for example, just recently has made his comeback to... I'm going to be dumping stuff off unless it's really valuable. Has recently made his comeback to Minecraft. And his first video back in Minecraft on how to make a rustic house, I think it was, or modern house in Minecraft. 45,000 views in the first 2 hours. First 2 hours. 45,000 views. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not being bitter. Corellis, I used to watch Corellis, and he's a great YouTuber and a really genuinely nice character by all accounts. I've never met him, but he comes across as genuine. But in terms of views, well, that is a little bit... I heard that. That is a little bit daunting. So when I'm asked what motivates me, what drives me was the actual word, which it probably is the correct phrase. Who shot at me? It's down there. I see you, sir. Oh, that's not going to help. My bow's better than your horse. Yeah. I'm going to play the game. Well, there's a couple of things, and one is kind of a bit of an odd one, but I'm going to play this game anyway because I love Minecraft. I just love the game. I think its mechanics are awesome. It's got almost infinite expandability. What is that? Oh, I'll have the Onyx. I like Onyx. And so I'm going to play it anyway. So does it really hurt to record anyway? And you know, the reason I've always done this is because I like sharing what I make, and you know, sharing some of my thoughts, and if some of my thoughts help somebody through something or put a smile on someone's face. I've always had this philosophy in life, and it's a bit of a cheesy philosophy in some respects. It is definitely out there in the you know, in the realms of cheesy motivational beauty passion style. I'd want to make the world a better place. But the two things I've always maintained in my life, two ideas I've always lived to, is that if I learn something new in a day, that day isn't wasted, and if I put a smile on somebody's face, that day hasn't been wasted. There's another one I've heard someone that expressed it kind of the same but differently. Oops, hello, we'll go and grab that while we're up here. And that is the world better for me being in it? Do you genuinely think the world is a better place because I was in it than if I wasn't? And for the most part, I like to think that it usually is. And that kind of sounds a little bit conceited, but there's always mileage for being a bit conceited. You know, at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with being proud of any of your accomplishments. There really isn't. You'd think sometimes the way people talk about accomplishments and being any good at anything, there was something, hello, hey, no, ow, stop shooting me. So what motivates me? Sharing what I build, sharing my ideas, thoughts, if I say, and hopefully just making someone's world a slightly better place than it was before they watched my video. Oh, you will live. Yeah, you've gone now anyway. It's like, you're damn right I'm living, I'm gone. I'm out of here. So that is, oh, damn you. Stop with the arrow thing. Where are you? You're down there. I see you, sir. Oh, hello. No, can never get the bats. Bats are like a challenge shot. Whenever I see one, you have to try and shoot it, but I never expect a fully limestone, gravel will do. Just needs to be a block that I can fill holes up with. Yeah, so that's my motivations. Okay, so Island Sadie, or Potter as we all call her on the server, asked the question, why did you first start playing Minecraft? I actually read it as when to start off with, and I really had to wrap my brains about that one. And when did you know you wanted to start at YouTube? So why did I play Minecraft? I actually avoided it for the longest time, with good reason. And it was back in about, well, the first time I ever played Minecraft was back when it was still a web-based alpha program that you could more or less did nothing. It was real basic stuff, and I kind of fiddled with it. I went, yeah, moved on. Didn't honestly think it would amount to much, to be fair, which just goes to show. Is that actually on? I'm not sure. Let me just turn that on. That will make life a lot easier. Hello. No, it was a bat. So why I started it really was just because it was there and it was relatively cheap and everybody was suggesting it was a really good game. As I say, I tried for a while to avoid it because I happen to know that I have what I would call an addictive personality. You know, I tend to, if I get into something, you get in all or nothing. So when I get into something, I get into it in a big way, which is why I try to avoid things like World of Warcraft, online RPGs, anything like that that can become a real time sink. So I got into it, and I quite enjoyed it, and I played a bit of single player for probably a few months actually. I didn't really get into the thing. Tried modding. Now this, bear in mind, this was back in 1.2. So there was no Forge, there was no, well, there was what was it, mod loader? That was the beast, if I recall correctly. Loading mods was an absolute pain in the backside. You know, it was an exercise in development just to get the damn thing to do anything. And I always remember I was trying once to load Clay Soldiers mod, and I must have spent evenings, nights trying to get that damn thing to load. Never got anywhere with it. Forge, one of the best things to ever happen to Minecraft in my opinion. Multi-Minecraft and the loaders, also one of the best things to happen to Minecraft. Without that, the content, and Twitch and Curse Launcher, I mean, it gets a lot of flack, but where's that cave? It's over there. Oh, hello, sir. So that was things, and I suppose why you bugger. Oh, no. There's a convention. Hello. Oh, you get. All right. In your face. So when did I things? It was really off the server. So I kind of joined. I was you go away. I'm talking. God. Oh, and you. Anybody else want to distract me? Anybody feel that their input is more valuable than mine right now? No. Good. Seriously, I mean, if the skeletons want to do and ask me anything, they should do their own. Anyway, yeah. Where was I? I was I was on the server, and I'd just been. I used to admin on the server for a while, and you know, with Jaden and Kasoma, and two absolutely crazy guys, those two. If you ever hear me say "get out the door, get on the floor," the correct response is everybody walk the dinosaur, and then usually followed up with Kasoma won't walk the dinosaur, because that was the line, and it was just an in-joke on the server at the time and means nothing to anybody unless you were there. Yeah, don't ask me why. It was just a thing. And they basically said, oh, you know, it's a shame that more people wouldn't see your builds. And I think I'd just built Port Valentine, which about more later. Because I've kind of planned my answering of questions carefully to... I don't want silver. Silver's crap. I'll have your redstone, though. Yeah, so that was kind of... I thought... Well, you can stick pictures up, and I did a little bit of picture sharing on the old Minecraft forums and stuff, but it always seemed, I don't know, a lot of effort for very little return. And it was, let's be honest, when you share something you spent time working on and you are proud of it, it is, you're doing it because you want people to go and recognize it. There's a vanity element, absolutely. You know, anybody who says otherwise, they're lying. You know, nobody ever sat down and said, I'm going to paint a really nice painting and then I'm going to hide it in a cupboard and no one's ever going to see it. Not in the history of paintings. Well, maybe the history. There might be the odd one, but sufficiently small number that is statistically insignificant. And we'll go with that, shall we? Anyway, I'm just going to step back a little bit over here so I can just go and scroll down and yeah, so we're down to Chris Bendel, and said, if somebody, may or may not be me, we know it's you, Chris, hard crashed the server, say around evening Eastern Standard Time, how mad do you get? Well, the answer to that one is actually very simple. I actually don't get mad about almost anything. I don't see the point. Some things annoy me a little, and some things annoy me more than a little, because, you know, I am, after all, at the end of the day, only human. But for the most part, I actually don't get mad. That's the end of the bloody road over here. Wonderful. Did I bring a bucket of water? I did not. Did I destroy all the water sources? I think I did. We need to find a bucket or another cave. Another cave would do. Oh, creepy. Mr. Creepy Creeper. No, nothing over there. Damn it! I should have brought water, but you know what? You plan for all of these things. Yeah, I don't get mad. I get exasperated more than anything, and if something's going to wind me up more than anything, it's going to be stupidity. I cannot abhor truly stupid individuals. But I honestly and genuinely do believe that they are less frequent and less common than many people would have us believe. I'm on record at work of saying that almost anybody can pass a degree. Almost. I think I've honestly only ever met 2 people in my entire life who I would say would probably struggle with a degree level education. Only 2. And that's I'm not being vindictive or nasty about it. This is just an honest assessment, you know. I see you waiting down there, sir. In the toes. Best way to kill a creeper, straight in the toes. They don't like it. They don't like it in the toes. Hello. That's actually not a bad damage for a drill. Just realised I was hitting with my drill. That was half the problem there. Anyway, yeah, so that's it. You know, mainly don't get mad. There's no point. It solves nothing. It's just an over exertion of energy for something which, for the most part, you couldn't have prevented anyway, so why get mad about it? Let's move on. Jayable said, when considering a new mod pack, either building one yourself or playing one, are there any specific mods that you nearly have to have? If so, which ones and why? See, that's a peculiar question, and I'll tell you for why it's peculiar. There are some obvious answers to that, and they are obvious, and if you asked anybody who played modded, they would probably come back with the same series of answers. Such things as, hello, I see you there, sir. Hi. That includes things like JEI, Journey Map or some form of mapping software. Chisel, for me, is an absolute must. I mean, I will play a pack if it doesn't have it. And I don't automatically feel the need to go and add things to it. But Chisel is one that I do like. Oh, hello. This is a good cave system. I'm glad I found this one. Yeah, Chisel is one that I do like. A lot. I like it a lot. Other ones, things like better FPS and foam fix, but they're not even really mods you put into a pack for any other reason than you want to improve the performance of it. So, you know, they're not things. Now, other ones, things like Carry On, I like. They don't alter the game a great deal, but they give you a little tiny ability to move that one thing that is every single player's bane, and that is inventory. Mine more than anybody else's, I suppose, because, you know, wouldn't be me if I didn't acknowledge the fact that my inventory management can often leave a few things to be desired. That's understating it, I think, but there you go. Might as well be honest about it. Tin ore, we'll have it, thank you very much. So yeah, carry on. What else have I got on there? Any form of sleeping bag. I really do like my sleeping bags. if it's possible. Some versions, some mods, you just cannot get a sleeping bag for love nor money. So yeah, just because I like to be able to reset and sleep and get the night out of the way. Will you please just stop it? I see you down there. Yes, I do. Did that bat just get ripped? It did. Ow! Yeah. I'm not looking at you, mate. So don't you even think about it. Right. Oh, hello. More customers. Yeah. What else? Let's move on, shall we? We've got Cody Hood. And Cody's question was, are you planning on making any more mod-specific structures like Mount Olympus built for Astral Sorcery? Well, I'm kind of... The fact that ended up mod-specific... Well, it's not mod-specific. I mean, let's not forget that it also had Botania in it. So it wasn't purely Astral, but it was kind of based around the Astral block palette. But your other ones, obviously, we've got the Leo space station. I still need to go and do some more work on that. That's a long way from finished, and obviously that is Galacticraft specific, but it's also going to have a few other mods floating around in that build. The engine yard obviously is immersive railroading specific, and what else have we got on there? The Aviary, obviously that's all about the bird mods. So we're kind of already doing some mod specific stuff, but there's always, I'll never say never, there's always plans to do something or other. Sometimes I have more plans than I have time. Sometimes I have more time than I have plans, and that's quite normal for me. Hello. Okay, let's go and say hello to this Mr. Man there. I could see you, but you couldn't see me. So yeah, that's more or less that, really. Oh, hello. I see you. Can you? Dead. Right, where are we? Are we in a safe-ish spot? We'll just go down there. I need to scroll down a bit. Thugnificent, that's a good name. Would you ever consider making your own Terra Firma mod pack? Yes, I already have. Season 3 was virtually my own mod pack for Terra Firma Craft. Lots of Terra Firma Craft add-ins, and it actually wasn't mods on that one, it was add-ins rather than mods, but it was effectively a pack of its own creating. Had a few mods like the Better Boats mod, and a Better Boats mod. There was that one where you could get those massive, great, laggy sailing ships, and there was quite a few bits and pieces like that in there. It was I actually enjoyed season 3 of Terra Firma Craft. It was a good one. That was the one where we had custom NPCs, and I think it worked quite well. So yeah. I've also obviously did not TFC, which was an attempt to create TFC in 1.12 without TFC, I know that sounds like a completely bizarre idea, but the theory was sound. It just lacked a little in execution. I think it worked reasonably well. Go away or busy. I have the iron there. Mine. So yeah, and I keep downloading the TFC 112 official port or semi-official port. Semi-official, unofficial. I think it's definitely got the blessing. It's not, you know, an unofficial, unblessed version. So I suppose we can say it's official. But anyway, it's a port. It's a port, and once that is in 112, I think we can definitely use some of the other mods that are already in 112. I mean, you just have to look. If you were to go onto the Curse Forge page now and look at the number of mods that exist for Minecraft 1.12, don't worry about any others, just go for 112. There are 263 pages of mods, each with, I think it's 20 mods per page. So yeah, don't have to go far to do the maths on that one. There was some water over there. I'm going to grab that while I was looking at my bucket wondering why it was there, and it was because we wanted water. Yeah, so thing again, it's a thing. And I will probably almost certainly be doing my own pack once 112 TFC 112 is fully out there, just because I really can't wait to start playing around with some of the mods we have, like rustic and some of the building mods, and some of that going on. I think that's going to be awesome. But there we go. Dagon Zanith, if you could create your own mod, what would it do? And also, on a similar kind of vein to this, not identical but similar, was Hey Cid from Skero Barrow. What features are you currently missing in the modern world? And that's a really difficult question, because right now I actually can't think of anything. I have on occasions in building packs gone, oh, I could really use this feature. And if you ask me if you said, tell us what one of those features was, or your life depends on it, I couldn't actually now tell you. Tino, have it. Yeah, it's one of them things. I'm going to have that as well, actually, because I like those. There was another one over here, wasn't there? Somewhere? Or was there? Sure there was. I'm sure I had one. Doesn't matter, if you see it, we'll grab it. Anyway, yeah, so right now at this moment there is not much I can think of that I really want, and there's certainly nothing that I want desperately enough to actually go through the pain of learning to mod. I would love to learn to mod, but you need to have a target in mind. Otherwise you're just going to be kind of trying to second guess things. Let's go up here, shall we? Oh, hello. How are you? Bye-bye. Oh, hello. You have a party. This bow is overpowered, by the way. So yeah, there's nothing immediately springs to mind. I'm sure one day something will come along that I kind of think. I mean, I'd love to have a really good RPG style mod. Even a Dungeons and Dragons based one I think would be awesome, and quite legal to make, because unless the Dungeons and Dragons license has changed, the D20 license should still be in effect, which means that you can use the rules to make product offshoots, as long as you sign the D20 license. Now, I don't know whether that would be something that would be doable. I'm not going to start faffing around with the legalities of modded and licenses and Minecraft and EOLAs and stuff, because that's just a minefield in its own right, and one that people often feel quite passionate about. As I remember all too well from the EULA fiasco that they had when they changed it and everybody went ape and threw the dummies out the prams and you know, had big hissy fits. It was a good time. That was entertaining, especially seeing as so many people were just basically quoting facts which were, well, how do you put this fairly? Wrong. That's the thing. They were quoting opinion about legal facts. Oh, hello, I see you over there, sir. And you clearly see me. Missed. Ow. Didn't miss me that time, did you, though? Oh, you got an ender pearl. Sorry. You can keep your redstone. Right, let's go over this and have a look at this area over here while we're doing. And let me go over to here and have a look at in relation to mods. The thing is, at the moment there is a massive pool of very talented modders out there, and very dedicated modders, and they are doing a huge job of work to get in these mods to 1.14. They're doing an amazing job when you consider that for the most part this is a labour of love. I mean some modders are working on Patreon funding, and I personally have, I can't remember the exact sum I have currently going out a month on Patreon, but you know, I put a bit back because I can. I don't think anybody should feel obliged to put back, but I think if you can, it's a nice thing to do. You know, if you get a lot of enjoyment out of specific modders' work, then it doesn't really hurt to show a bit of appreciation back. But again, only if you can afford it. And I'm lucky that I have a very small amount of money coming in from YouTube, which I can reinvest into that. So yeah. Go away, just let me pick that up. I want that clay. Okay, let's move down to QWERTY Keyboard. I recognise who that is. And QWERTY wanted to know, are you ever going to do a vanilla Let's Play? Now, I have to, the honest answer is I'm highly unlikely to do a pure vanilla LP. Highly unlikely. Because I am actually not a big fan of vanilla, pure vanilla. I find it rapid. I was, don't get me wrong, I was a big fan. But then I found modded and vanilla just kind of faded into the background, because whatever you could do in modded just makes vanilla look so vanilla, I suppose. So while I could, I'm unlikely to do a pure vanilla Let's Play. That doesn't mean I won't, but I'm far more likely to do something like a vanilla plus, where I take a vanilla experience with a small, and I mean small, selection of mods, and then take it from there. But nothing too game changing. The criteria would be that the mods have to be, yeah, okay, we're back to where we've been. I'm running out of spaces here. I need to find somewhere to go. Please, I want a cave. What we at? Okay, let me just get in here and zoom in on myself. There really isn't much down here, is there? Those little guys. There's something going over that way. Didn't we? Isn't that the way we kind of came from? I've got a water bucket. There's an option. We just need to figure out where the hell that thing was again. Here we go. This is what I wanted my water bucket for. Can't go wrong with a bucket of water. We can just follow this until we find a new cave. Almost always works. Or not. Oh well, doesn't take much to find a new cave, does it? We'll just go. Anyway, yeah, so a Vanilla Plus experience would be a possibility. But there's so many options at the moment, and I really don't know what to do. And if it was, it would be a 1.12 Vanilla Plus experience. This is really not finding me anything worthwhile, is it? No. No. Hate it when I run out of cave. Anyway, I'm going to just find another cave to continue this, and I'll be back in a moment. Alright, and we're back. Right, so let's move on. Ashley asked, what other hobbies do you enjoy besides Minecraft? Let me just check that is where... Yeah, Ashley. Okay, hobbies other than Minecraft. Now, first things first, time for me is a premium. You get dead. Double dead, even, in fact. Time for me is a premium resource. I work full time, 37 hours a week, 36 hours a week. Travel to and from work for another 20 hours a week. Record a minimum of 7 Minecraft episodes a week, or a minimum of 7 LPs. So, as you can imagine, time is of a premium, and I do see you there, sir. So consequently, I do plan very carefully, and what I do is, or my free time, I tend to treat as very valuable, and I would recommend that anybody should take that kind of mentality. Treat your free time as valuable. The Generic B had a saying, and he always said that his dad always said to him, son, his dad or grandfather, I can't remember which, always said, son, they'll never make any more land. Well, they may never make any more land, but we will get to another planet one day. So land is a finite resource. But I will tell you what, right now, they will never do, and they will never give you any more life. Every day you live is precious. Every day you have is precious. So don't squander it. Make sure that you feel like you're getting something worthwhile out of it. So anyway, back to the question, because I digress. I am, if nothing else, a master of digression. If there was a song written about me by The Prodigy, it would have been I'm a digresser, twisted digresser. Probably, but I doubt they would have written a song about me. Although, there you go. So in terms of things I actually enjoy doing, I'm really getting into the building things malarkey, actually. The making things. The DIY around the house. So those of you who saw, I did do the pergola for the hot tub to go in, and you know, I enjoyed making that. It was hard work and it was painful, but at the end of it was that little feeling of triumph that I made that. And now I am working on the Man Cave Mark II. We're very fortunate, or unfortunate, depending on your perspective, that we've got to the stage where both of our eldest children have left home. My other children don't live with me. Well, one has left home, one doesn't live with me, and has also left home, and the other one is still at home. But in both cases, they don't live with me. And we have, for want of a better phrase, we've run out of torches. Hang on a second. Let's fix that problem, shall we? Grab that, and that. There we go. And there. Thank you. Put that away. Stick that back on the bar. clear the inventory and move on. So we have 2 spare bedrooms, and one of those spare bedrooms is going to become my new man cave version 2.0. It's going to be a lot more spacious than this one and a lot more nicely decorated. You know, got the time to do it, got the cash to do it, and it is going to take on a steampunk theme, because I have a thing about steampunk. Don't ask me why, I just do. I like me steampunk. I like a bit of steam. And so for that I have plans, and I'm going to make my own desk. I was going to buy a desk, and then I thought, well, you know, why buy a desk? You're more than capable of making your own. So why put the money in somebody else's pocket? Which, you know, is good. It gives me an excuse. I'll get the chance to practice my craft and do some other bits and pieces. It's all good. It's all good, and it's all fine and dandy. So that's happening. The desk is going to be copper scaffolding with a copper plate on the scaffolding poles and all sorts of nice stuff. Scaffolding poles, lots of things, lots of Edison lamps. I will be doing some kind of vlog on it. I just don't know what yet, because I'm still really not a comfortable vlogger. I think it requires things. So anyway, I digress again. What else do I like? Well, I read a lot. I know that's kind of often a kind of seen as a cop-out thing, you know. It's that thing you put on your CV for hobbies when you can't think of anything else. So yeah, there's, you know, it is not a cop-out, but I do read a lot. I enjoy reading, so why shouldn't I? Oh, hello, thank you. So that's a thing as well. Can we find somewhere to go from here? Not very, really, can we? Okay. And then, of course, sporting wise, I enjoy my squash, I enjoy my badminton, swimming, and now I'm running as well, which all takes time. So I pack a lot in to the into the day-to-day routine, shall we say? And that is good. There are things I wish I could do. There are hobbies that I've had in the past which I'm not easily able to pursue anymore. And first and foremost amongst those, I would really love to be able to get back into pottery. Yes, I know, pottery, you heard me right. I do like a bit of my ceramics, bit of potter's wheel, throw in a pot. I did it for a while at college, and I'd like to do fencing as well while I'm thinking about it. I did that at college. I haven't done that in ages. Not making fences, but actually, you know, the foil one with swords. I need somewhere to go. I'm running out of direction. Give me direction. No, not that way. There must be a cave somewhere in this damn ravine. Please be a cave somewhere. No, I'm just going to dig myself a hole that way and see what happens. Anyway, let's move on. Yeah, pottery side of things. The problem I have with pottery is most colleges around here only have electric kilns, and I'm a bit of a pottery snob, and I want my oh, hello. We've been here, damn it. So yeah, because you get more impurities, more imperfections with gas, which leads to some more interesting effects than you would get with an electric one. The glaze, I used to love mixing my own glazes and coming up with like variations on some of the Japanese tenmoku glazes and stuff like that. I realise, you know, most of you have probably even never heard of a tenmoku glaze, but there you go, you have now. And I just want to find a cave. There's got to be one somewhere. Anyway, let's have a look. What else we got? Alex, we're getting close to the end. I know I'm rambling on here, but Alex Everett says, what has been your absolute favourite Minecraft build ever? Now, I find the concept of favourite is a hard one, because favourite indicates that you prefer something over everything else. And I'm a big believer that everything has its own merits, and you can like everything equally on other things. But if I had to pick some builds, early doors, it would have to be Port Valentine. Port Valentine was my vanilla build on the server, one of them. It was an absolutely huge build. Hello, I've got myself trapped. Yeah, it was big. And if I can remember, I will stick a screenshot on screen while I'm talking about this. So Port Valentine was a vanilla build. It was a medieval city, had some sky ships, had some sailing ships, absolutely massive builds. I really enjoyed building them, and anybody who's watched my live stream, if they actually look at the if they've managed to see the picture on the wall behind my head, that is a print from Port Valentine. I had it blown up. So that's one. What else? The more recent build would be the Yggdrasil. That was a massive fun to build, actually. Yggdrasil, the world tree, when I did it in Skyblock something or other. I can't remember which one it was now. The Skyblocks blur into each other. Agrarian Skyblock 4, I'll say. There you go. I mean, it could be. That's the point. That it could have been Agrarian Skyblock 4. And no one would have actually batted an eyelid at that name, because it would fit perfectly. And why are you not picking that up? Because I've got not all that. Okay. Let's clear some more space. So that was that, and then of course Olympus in this current series is probably one of my favourite builds, just because it turned out so well. I have got some high def shader screenshots of it now, and I'm currently getting the mouse map made, or we'll be getting it made, and hopefully we'll be able to do a giveaway on a couple of those in the future. For those who want, you know, one of my builds on a giant mouse map. Yeah, I mean, the problem is there's so many favourites, and it's almost impossible to guess which one. Hello. Anybody else? No. Okay, let's have a quick pause. We'll go down to here, and just moving on to some more difficult questions. Ashley asked me the question, you travelled a lot, what was your favourite place you visited? Again, difficult. I love India. India is a hugely amazing country to visit. It is, let's not beat around the bush, it's also a bit of a crap hole. The poverty there is very rife. The caste system that is in place there is very, very unfair. But the people there are amazing. The food there is absolutely amazing, if a little bit on the fattening side for me, because I do like my curry. So India is an absolute, of the modern places, I always had a soft spot for Greece. I'm a big Greece fan. Not the film, before anybody starts singing I've got chills, they're multiplying. The country. I've always loved Greece. I love Greek mythology, hence Mount Olympus. Oh God, please, I'm trying to have a conversation here. Anybody else? No? Good. Sensible choice. So yeah, Greece is a favourite. Egypt is, we go to Egypt a lot, but a lot of people might go, oh, you really must love Egypt because, you know, you go there a lot. And we do go there a lot, and we like it a lot. But we like it for many reasons. One is that the people are very friendly. But it's 6 hours away by flight. It has got absolutely brilliant winter sunshine. And yeah, we are that shallow, by the way, when it comes to holiday destinations. It's all about the sunshine at the time of year. and it is reasonably inexpensive to go there all inclusive. So you really do not have to worry about anything. Favorite destination, and it has to be my favorite just because it has so many linked to me, is Santorini in Greece. That's a beautiful island. If you ever go to Greece, that's the one to go to. And yeah, it's gorgeous. Right, where were we? Drawers. Dr. Zoidberg 707, as a fellow IT professional, what is the worst help desk call you've ever had? Well, obviously no names because I can't go breaching GDPR. But I had a number of years ago now. When the staff still had printers on their own desks rather than the big pull printers that are now in place. I had a member of staff phone me, and she said my printer's got paper jammed in it. Can you help? I've tried to get it out, and I can't. And I said, yeah, sure. I said, unfortunately, I'm tied up in my office at the moment, and I can't get up there for a while. And she says, that's not a problem. I can bring it down to you. Now, that should have set my alarm bells ringing, because this was not the most tech-savvy person in the world. Don't believe that just because someone's got the word doctor or professor in front of the name, it doesn't instantly make them some kind of genius when it comes to everything else. They will rip computers apart as easily as anything. Get dead. You'll see that again in New Quark. Oh god, here we go, more. Yeah, getting rid of the angry creeper effect in the 1.14 Quark. I digress. Anyway, so she turns up with this printer. And there is only one way to describe this printer. It was naked. In her efforts to remove the paper jam, she'd unscrewed and removed every single piece of plastic chassis around this printer. Absolutely every single piece. Till the printer was an aluminium frame with bared circuits, bared wiring, bared everything. I had to condemn it. It was actually a health and safety risk at that point, because it was basically every single wire in there, the fuser unit and everything was bared to the touch. So that would be up there. I mean, there are so many. Anybody who works in IT support will know there's things. I did have, and this is from a previous job. I sent out a laptop to a customer, and I got a phone call saying to me, "Thanks for the laptop, it's great, everything's wonderful. I can't get the free PlayStation that came with it to work." And we were not a box shifting company. We were a corporate computer company. We didn't supply free PlayStations. So I'm like, what? There is no free PlayStation. He's like, don't you give me that. I know a PlayStation when I see one, and this is a PlayStation, and I can't get it working. I paid for it. I want it working. And I'm like, sir, there is no PlayStation. And he's like, oh, no, I know a PlayStation when I see it. There's a PlayStation here. I can't even get the CD tray open. And after much discussion, I managed to finally track down the fact that what he was talking about was the docking station for the laptop, because it had a circular section in it. Oh, that's where I came in. Okay. So yeah, it was that was an entertaining one. That was the same company where I had someone send a laptop back to me because the sound card was broken. And when I asked him to check the volume control, he started screaming down, phone at me as if to say, do you think I'm effing stupid? And I said, fair enough, if you're not going to do it, send it back to us, we'll have a look. And it came back, and we took it out of the box, and I turned up the volume control on the side. It was one of the old laptops with a dial volume control on it. And put it back in the box, shipped it back down, charged him for a half day's work for it, because that was our minimum charge. And he got it back, and he said, what was it? I said, it's the volume control. He's like, nah, I don't believe you, you're just telling me some rubbish, you're covering something up, blah, blah, blah. few days later he phoned up, bloody sound's gone again. I just said, are you going to check the volume control? He goes, no, it's in the box, I've already posted it, sort it. And so he sent it down again, another 50 quid's worth of postage. I turned the volume up, sent it back. So at the end of that, he probably spent about 700 or 800 quid getting me to turn the volume control up, because, you know, I thought he was, in quotes, bloody stupid. So yeah, I've seen a lot. I've seen them all. Okay, let me push on because we've got a couple of three more questions, I think. Let me just get those down. 3 more questions. Alex Everett, how do you wrap your head around doing several mod pack builds and instances at once? The honest answer is I don't. You only have to watch me go into Terra Firma Craft and I'll be like, oh, let's go over here, and then you'll see me try and jump twice. You'll see the jump, and if you listen carefully, sometimes you'll hear the second keyboard press as I'm trying to launch into fly mode. I do that a lot more than you probably realize. So yeah, that is a thing. Enough said about that, the better, really. It doesn't happen honest. Right, what else we got? Unlimited Stone says, Sid, assuming you haven't got around to recording episode 150 yet, might I ask, have you ever considered playing with Greg Tech or doing a Greg Tech themed series? It's possible. I am on record as not being a fan of microcrafting, and of course Greg Tech is a pack which is almost, is there nothing in here worthwhile, almost entirely based around microcrafting. So if I ever do one, expect me to grumble a lot. I mean, you know, more than I have done in FTB Unlimited. Yeah, that kind of level of grumble. It will be grumble plus, grumble on steroids, definitely. I can't believe there's nothing. Oh god, I can't find anything to mine while I'm talking. And finally, Dr. Zoidberg again wants to ask his favourite interview question, which is, if you were a breakfast cereal, what would you be? And I thought long and hard about this, and then I thought, you know, what's the humble answer? And then I thought, yeah, no, let's not go with that one. Frosties, because I'm great. Never sell yourself short. Always, always believe you can do exactly what you set your mind to do, and you will. And you will also be great. You too can be Frosties. Anyway, that brings us to the end of the questions. Hopefully that has been an interesting rambly episode for you. We've mined actually quite a lot. I should really have kept everything that we mined in one place, but on that note, we are going to teleport home, and that will be an episode. So until next time, thank you very much for watching, guys. Here's to the next 100 episodes. Maybe, depends when 114 becomes a viable thing. And yeah, I will see you next time. Bye for now.